are making our own story as we go.
Hi, welcome to Your Dream Day podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Piech-Lukas, and today we are on site at Garnish Catering and 3GLS Catering, and we're going to learn a little bit more today about what that is and the questions that you should be asking your caterer for your wedding planning. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about Garnish Catering. Grab the mic. Tell me a little bit more.
So Garnish is a boutique catering service that does fully custom catering for any of your event needs. We do weddings, we do corporate, we can do your baby shower in a few years.
I ain't birthing no babies.
I've done a wedding and then done a baby shower. It's been pretty great. We actually just did it. So we kind of run the whole gamut. We do, like I said, custom menus. So we really want your menu to be another very personal facet of your day. So I have a meeting with you where we talk about places you like to go on date nights, vacations you've been on, family recipes, and come up with something that feels really special to you.
That's huge because sometimes when you go to caterers, that's not the experience you get.
We like to. I've never had two weddings with the same menu, which is a point of pride.
Wow.
So yes, like I said, we like to keep it very personal to you.
Awesome. But the thing that's great about the other side of the business is it does address packages and whatnot. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so 3GLS is a sister company to Garnish, and we cater more towards set menus, set packages, and it's really more of a buffet style. We come bring it to you, and yeah, so it's more so. Yeah, a little less involved, but you don't have to think quite so much about it.
Well, and I would think something like that would be great for micro weddings, smaller weddings, corporate events, because you would just drop off the food and then they would take it from there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the sample menus and packages that we have are really great for that. If you don't really want to put a lot of thought into the food at your event, I'm your girl.
That's fantastic. I mean, I think it's great that couples have a one-stop where if they want the elaborate custom menu, they go to Garnish. If they want something quick, turnkey, easy, out the door, they go to 3GLS. That's amazing. Awesome. Well, you guys have a wedding show coming up.
We sure do.
The Delhi Event Center,
Yes.
March 30th. You want to tell us a little bit about what we can expect at that show?
Yeah, so we're going to be calling it Perfect Day Wedding Showcase because we want you to be able to plan your perfect day in one day. And so we're going to have some top vendors around the greater Cincinnati area. We will be providing the food. Kathy will be there.
I'll be there.
And we're going to have some fun displays. I think we're going to have a florist who's doing like an interactive bouquet station.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, it's going to be a really great time.
Cool. That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about, we have this delicious food in front of us. And then Chef Chris. Chef Chris made this especially for us.
Oh, well, hello. And thank you for coming out to Garnish today. I really appreciate it.
I'm so excited.
So today, just for some samplings, we have a house-made crab rangoon with Thai sweet chili sauce. And then we have our signature creamy wild mushroom crostade finished with a little bit of Parmesan. So please enjoy.
I will enjoy.
Kathy, do we eat and talk at the same time? What's the etiquette here?
Let's get our bite in, chew, and then
continue.
we'll continue.
And then give a critical review to Chef Chris, who's off camera.
We got to get our reactions about how amazing this is because I'm drooling right now just looking at this. And crab rangoons are like my favorite thing.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I'm going to put the mic a little far away so it doesn't get our chewing sound.
You can appreciate how crunchy our crab rangoon is.
So this sweet chili sauce,
Yes.
that is like my favorite thing too. So
Oh my gosh,
you
so
literally got all my favorite things on one cutting board.
Do you mind a double dip? No.
God, that's good. That is fantastic. So what do you recommend to couples who are planning for their cocktail hour? Because something like this would be around cocktail hour. What's the difference between served hors d'oeuvres, passed hors d'oeuvres, plated hors d'oeuvres?
So past hors d'oeuvres, they come around on a board just like this. Some people refer to it as butler passed. The servers kind of explain what it is. They list dietary restrictions so your guests know this has gluten in it, this has dairy in it, which I think right now is very helpful. I feel like we're dealing with that a lot more than we ever were. These are definitely two popular options. I would say the mushroom tarts were probably like the Garnish signature for a while. For 18 years. But we are getting into having a little bit more fun. I think we've had crab rangoon on weddings a few times lately, and it's always a big crowd pleaser. Stationed appetizers, great as well. We can do some really beautiful charcuteries, crudités. I will say, post-COVID, I think the world has changed a little bit, and past goes over a little bit better.
Well, I always recommend past because there's always that one guest who's like Sophia Petrillo from the Golden Girls, and she brings her purse and literally dumps all of the whatever that's on the table
We have something that
into
happened.
her plate or her purse.
We had what we called the twice baked potato incident that was very similar to that.
I was taking the mic to tell the story.
The twice baked potato incident.
Oh boy.
Plates full of them. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So yes, past affords you a little bit more control.
Yes, definitely.
Always nice.
I will throw out there, I also am a captain or kind of a day of manager for our wait staff. And so I do quite a bit of past apps. And just something that I see is sometimes couples have these very overcomplicated appetizers that I will take a full tray back to the kitchen because people are like, I don't even know what that is. You take out a slider, it's just a hamburger slider, they go all day.
Well, I mean, they want to know
Fried
what
mac
it
and
is
cheese.
they're eating. Well, there's people like my husband who he has me try it first, and then he looks at me and goes, well, I like that. And then about 90% of the time I'm right. Every now and then I get one where I get the look, which is, and I adore my husband, but he does this. It's literally like this. Like, so dramatic. Like, what did you give me?
People have very strong opinions on food. Which another reason I like doing the custom, I've had people that have told me if they see a raw tomato, it will ruin their day.
I can't eat raw tomatoes, but I'm right there.
So yeah, we do the past apps often. We like them.
Well, and you brought up another point earlier, which was talking about dietary restrictions.
Yes.
And that's actually a really big deal.
Oh, for sure.
I had a wedding last year where the groom was allergic to dairy, the best man was allergic to nuts, and the mother of the bride was celiac. And so we had to get custom meals for all of them so that they wouldn't have any issues. Do you see that a lot?
Yes, we see that often. I think all kitchens really take allergies very seriously. I do feel like it's a little bit closer to our hearts because our pastry chef has a really bad shellfish allergy.
Oh.
So this is something that we're dealing with often. Very comfortable with making that happen for people.
That's good. That's good. So let's move on to the dinner menu. Oh, well, wait. You know what else happens during cocktail hour? They have cocktails.
Oh, the most important part of cocktail
Exactly.
hour.
The cocktails. So how do you work the bar as a caterer at a wedding?
It kind of depends. Allie, I think you do it more often than I do if you want to speak on that.
So I would say that our bartending services can be as customizable as our food. So it really just depends on the venue, their requirements, but also what the couple likes. So we have really nice prepackaged bar boxes, so we're always prepared if there are not tools at the venue itself. We can do some custom cocktails. We can make them pre-batched if that's what the client wants.
Last year was a big espresso martini year.
Yeah,
Really?
huge espresso martini year.
What are some other like signature drinks? Because signature drinks have been popular for a few years now.
I love doing the signature drink. I have so much fun making them up. When people tell me, I get so excited about it.
Jana is a bartender by trade.
Bartender by trade. I would say if I could bartend like one night a month, it would be my dream. Any more than that, no thank you.
See, I just get the bartender app with all the recipes, and then I'll be like, ooh, that sounds good. I'll make that.
We're doing a spa water coming up for a wedding that's going to be really good with like a ginger lime syrup and mint and soda water and either gin or vodka. Very good. I'm getting a lot of tequila requests this year, which has been fun. Everyone loves spicy margs. Those are kind of the big ones lately. We had a time where we were using that purple Empress gin a lot, which I was having a great time with that. But yeah, all over the place. It's interesting to see where the trends go. I think we're still kind of espresso martini strong right now.
I would say, as somebody who is kind of boots on the ground, I make a lot of old fashions just for like classic cocktails.
Probably the dads and the grandpas
Yeah.
love those.
Yeah, mules, like a Kentucky mule is very popular. Sangrias. Yeah, so I don't know. It's really fun to go in and being a bartender at a wedding, because I feel like there's like a trend. They'll see one person, I want that.
Oh,
And then
100%.
everybody, I had one wedding where they were all drinking Dirty Shirleys, which was like so easy and so fun. So
Wow.
Yeah.
As opposed to Shirley Temples.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the kids saw it and they were like, what is that? I was like, I can make that for you without one ingredient.
We're going to leave out one key ingredient for you. Well, cool. So then we proceed to dinner.
Yes.
And with dinner, there's two different ways that you can serve food, buffet or sit down. What is the big difference between the two? And is there a price difference? Is there a service difference?
I would say the biggest difference is labor as far as pricing. A plated dinner is a little bit more expensive. Where I really like it is when you get up into that 175 to 250 number, and it gives you a lot more control over the timeline to have a plated meal. You don't have the twice baked potato incident. People standing at the buffet for 30 minutes, loading up, which is fine. We want everyone to be fed and happy, but it's nice to have some control over it.
Yeah.
I think with us also, we really care about a restaurant quality plate up, and you just get a different experience with that plated meal. Buffets are fun and casual, and we do beautiful displays for them as well. I do think it's a little bit more time consuming, personally. So pros and cons to both.
Yep. No, and one thing that is interesting is when the couple eats. When do they eat? Because I've had it all over the board.
We typically start with the head table.
Okay.
We have, speaking of things that are trending, we've had a lot of private meals lately where the couple
That's
will
what
go
I was
and eat
about
by
to
themselves.
say. I had two couples last year that wanted to eat their actual meal during cocktail hour.
Yes.
So then that way during dinner they could go around and visit everybody.
Which I think is kind of lovely to have that private moment together during your ceremony. It's just, or during your reception.
Yep.
When you're talking to so many people on this day that's about the two of you.
Well, and it was funny with this particular bride. It was more necessity because her blood sugar would drop very quickly.
Oh.
So we had to schedule in feeding times for her, so to say.
That's good.
But that was the purposeful reason. But after that, I brought it up to another couple who was trying to figure out how to shave some time off their schedule, and they're like, "We want to do that."
Yeah.
And so after that, it's just become something that a lot of my couples have been very interested in. So hopefully for our listeners, that could be a great idea for you if you want to, shave some time off your schedule so you can at least see everybody.
I
Because
feel like there are logistical and sentimental reasons that make that
Yep.
a really cool option.
Yep, absolutely. So when dinner is finished, you guys are a full service caterer. And as a full service caterer, you're responsible for cleaning up, which is a very, very big deal. And so the reason why I bring this up for couples who are listening, if you go to a restaurant and you get takeout food, guess who's cleaning it up? You may think your guests are going to throw the stuff out. They don't. They don't. They absolutely don't. Usually it falls on the wedding planner.
And your fancy charger plates may go in the trash.
Yeah. So,
Without full service
yep.
catering.
And so what is the definition of a full service caterer?
So we are there at your event from start to finish, making sure that it goes as smoothly. It's always great working with a planner as well. The whole team is there to make sure everything goes great, to make sure you don't get fined by your venue for leaving anything that you shouldn't have.
Yep.
We take care of, we have a great pastry chef and we do desserts, but if you order something specific from somewhere else, we take care of setting that up, breaking that down, coffee, cleaning up trash when people are just setting their glasses on a table from the dance floor. It's a lot of stuff that you don't really think about when you're planning, but it's nice to have full service, I think.
Oh, it's huge. I know we actually put a clause in our contract, and I know a lot of wedding planners are doing this, where we're not licensed to handle food.
Right.
Even if we're bussing and clearing it and throwing it away, we're still touching the food, we're touching the trash. And, I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, you need plastic gloves. It's not a pleasant task. It's not really a pleasant task to ask of your guests either.
No.
So.
Or your family after. You want your family to be dancing and having fun and not focusing on clearing glassware.
Or clearing boards, my food.
Yes.
Yeah. No, what do we got? We got more. We got
so.
another. We've got another entree coming up. This is so
We're
pretty.
fan. Yeah, anything you come to do here, we feed people.
And selfishly, if we get to eat, we're going to throw some food out there.
Chris, what are we going to have?
We are going to have the red bib lettuce salad with fresh strawberries, candied cashews, and crispy fennel fronds with balsamic vinaigrette.
I want to come play here more often.
Just start booking tastings with us. Be like, oh yeah, I have a wedding coming up.
Yeah,
And
I've got a
just be us
tasting.
hanging out eating dinner.
I'll wear my stretchy pants. Everything will be fine. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. I'm going to actually try to show this to the camera. Isn't this amazing?
I'll tell you, I was a pretty picky eater until I started working here.
Thank you. All ingredients pretty much are good if you treat them right, right?
Correct.
Well, and I know with your particular catering company, you make everything from scratch.
Yes.
And there are at least what I call Costco caterers out there, where you can tell because the price is less, but they're literally going to Costco and buying food and heating it up and serving it at your wedding.
Yes. And
Which is fine. It's an affordable option.
And it all comes down to your priorities,
Right.
honestly. And I
Right.
always ask couples that when I do a consultation, what are your priorities? Is it quantity? Is it, a higher end protein? So we don't say no to a ton of people, but just figuring out the right way to use their dollar to get the experience that they want.
That makes sense.
But then you have 3GLS where it is, less fees, a little less involved, but the food is, I would say, just as delicious. It's coming from the same kitchen.
All right, here I go.
I'll do some chewing on
This,
quick.
I love the presentation of this. It's so pretty.
Yes. Very beautiful plates, always.
Oh, yeah, and we're trained as wait staff to set the plates down a certain way to
Oh,
make it
yes.
look as nice as possible.
Yes, yes, yes. So do you offer a white glove service?
I think all of ours is pretty much,
White glove?
yeah.
So
If we do a plated meal.
I guarantee you there are some listeners out there wondering what is a glove service.
Why
You're
don't
going to learn something new today.
I feel like I might be a little confused on everyone's definition. I guess I always look at it as full plated service, as in clearing and cleaning tables as you go, everything being placed down in front of your guests, basically like you're eating at a fine dining restaurant, but it's a wedding.
Yep. Yeah, no, with the white glove service, I just recently learned about this. It's basically just the servers wear white gloves.
Oh, ours wear black gloves.
Okay, so you have a black glove service.
Yes, a black glove service. Delicious salad, Chris. 2 thumbs up.
Chris, this is divine.
My pleasure.
Yum, yum, yum.
When I started working here, I'd just broken myself of saying my pleasure from a restaurant job.
Oh my gosh, I do the same thing. Well, it's funny because I got it because I used to work Marriott's so much.
Oh, yeah.
And it rubbed off on me. Well, turns out now Chick-fil-A people say that.
And people would always be like, did you work,
Do you work at
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A?
It's like, no, it was Landry. Same concept.
Nope, I'm always like, at your service. Let
Yes.
me know if I can help you.
My pleasure.
pleasure. Yep.
The step back when someone goes to walk by you. I mean, there are a few things that really stick in your brain from hospitality.
Yeah. My big one, I never tell somebody no. I tell them, let me see what I can do before I tell them no. I mean, if I can't do something, I will tell you, and I will tell you why.
Yes.
I mean, if it's impossible, I will tell you it's impossible. But I try to make every effort I can to make it happen. So, but so what would you say is your most memorable wedding that you've ever had to work? We'll ask each of you that question.
Well, Allie does the working them, so why don't you start?
Yeah. It can be anything. It could be funny, memorable. It could be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened, memorable.
I would say we were working a wedding at, I don't know if I should say the venue.
A venue.
It was an outdoor venue, and it was beautiful. I mean, it was the most flowers I'd ever seen of any wedding I've ever worked. It was just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But there were birds in the tent,
Oh.
and we were noticing they were doing some not so great things on the tables. You know, they were
like in the flower.
yeah, in the flowers, like they were hiding out.
Florals you've ever seen.
I think
probably thought they were real flowers.
yeah, one stole a roll. Like it was a whole thing. We were battling wilderness.
And, like, how many outside weddings have we done that has never been a problem before? And it
Yeah.
was just like,
I don't know. I don't know why the birds were just rampant that day.
That's so funny. No, I think the craziest dinner story I ever had. It was also an outdoor venue, and we lit the candles, and they were in tea light votives, but for whatever reason, these flames just grew, and they started burning the table numbers during the ceremony. So we literally said, "Okay, executive decision. We are blowing all of these out for safety reasons."
oh my gosh, that's a wild one.
Yeah.
So was it a free-for-all when people were trying to find their tables? Or did the numbers survive?
No, the numbers survived. They just kind of looked a little burnt around the edges.
Maybe they thought it was a stylistic choice.
Yeah, what is that?
Right.
Bespoke?
Very custom number cards.
Yes.
Made on the spot.
Original, one of a kind. Literally.
I think mine just speaks to the reason why I don't work events that much, which was me almost driving the client's golf cart into a small lake. I was hauling stuff. I was going up a hill. I don't know about driving golf carts. It couldn't
it's so
make
much
it
fun.
up the hill. It started to go backwards. I was grabbing like my chest because I was stressed, but I hit the walkie-talkie. So our whole staff heard me and two other people screaming. I had to go on with the wedding as if everything was fine as I'm screaming in their ear.
I do feel like it is important to say that Jana does not have a driver's license, and she was driving the golf cart. So we all see why.
I'm afraid to drive, and it didn't help the situation.
See, like
little bit.
See, I use golf carts, especially at either properties that have a gator, where there's a lot of hills and there's just really no way to get people back and forth without a gator, or golf carts at golf courses.
Yes.
Because a lot of times they'll include a golf cart as part of the couple's package so that they can go out on the golf course and get pictures. But sometimes I've been on that, and it's been fun.
I mean, it was a huge spread out venue. The golf cart was clutch, and this was at the end of the night. So we had made it through mostly unharmed.
Uh-oh, Chris is coming back. What do we got here?
So this is braised chicken thighs with a caramelized onion and mushroom sauce, roasted red potatoes with a little rosemary, and then brown butter roasted Brussels sprouts. Please enjoy.
Is your mouth watering? Because mine is.
These are the only Brussels sprouts that I will eat.
There we go.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can see
I
it.
love shroomies.
This looks delicious.
I feel like we should tell a memorable one for like a good reason.
I have a memorable one.
Oh, would you like to
Chef
join
Chris
the
has a
join
memorable
the
one.
table?
Yes, take the mic. Let's hear.
My most memorable one was doing a 3-day Indian wedding in Dayton, packing the refrigerator truck, one rack per service meal per day. So there were 6 racks in there. And then at the end of the evening, having people come up to me and ask me where my Indian restaurant was.
That was a good one.
That was a great
That's
one.
a huge compliment.
I can personally vouch. I ate that food all weekend.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
And somebody who's done a lot of Indian weddings, that is a huge compliment coming from the community, because they're very particular about what vendors they pick, and usually they pick referrals from the person who did their friends or cousins or whatever's last wedding. So a lot of times at Indian weddings, you see a lot of the same vendors for that reason. That's just their culture.
It was really fun. I mean, we have in general, a very chef-driven culture. I love your reaction to this. I wish we could zoom in on the face you just made. The food is good. But, and I almost feel like they all kind of like the challenge of doing, food that they don't do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we had a tasting for an Indian wedding a couple weeks ago, and I took home the leftovers for dinner, and it was incredible.
Wow.
I was going to say, we have clients that they'll bring in the most obscure dish from like their culture, and our chefs are like, yeah, let us, do a little research and we'll do it for you.
Yep. Have you had to deal with Greek weddings at all with custom menus? Yeah.
We do a lot of Mediterranean-esque food at weddings, but more just like by choice, not like a cultural.
Gotcha. Well, that's a huge feat, because usually after an Indian wedding, I sleep for 2 days because I'm just completely wiped out, because it's a 3-day event. They'll have the sangeet, then they'll have the wedding day, and then they'll have some type of like morning after brunch. And in sometimes they'll actually, they do a mendi where they paint with the henna on their hands.
That.
Yep. And so depending on the family, sometimes they'll have 50, 60 people over for that. So
it was a really lovely experience. That was like right when I started with the company, and it was our first like big production wedding that I was here for. And it made me feel good about working here and doing, a new thing. I hadn't worked for, I came from managing a restaurant. So it was great. That was a good memory of one. Sometimes we incorporate family recipes and stuff like that, and that like always holds a space in my heart. I think I love that moment when it like clicks for the family that they're like, oh my God, this is my mom's meatball recipe. Like just really special.
Wow. I'll have to give y'all my mom's pierogi recipe.
Okay.
The dough is so finicky.
Sounds great.
Wonderful. So what would you say is your favorite meal that you guys have ever served?
We do a Skyline chili or a Cincinnati chili inspired short rib with a cheddar polenta cake, and I personally think that's like the most fun thing ever, to be able to have our Cincinnati roots on like a nice meal that feels very fine dining, elevated. The plating's beautiful, and then they taste it and they're like, wait a minute, this is Skyline.
Did you try that Grater's ice cream that they had for a whopping week or two?
I didn't, but our work group chat was popping off about it. There was
Really?
a lot of talk. You tried it, right?
I heard about it. I just heard it was it had the spices of Skyline.
I wanted
With the
them to
ice
go
cream.
all for it. They should have put some cheese in it.
Oh, this is fantastic. So if people wanted to book a tasting or learn more about how they can retain you for their wedding, how do they find you?
We have a website, garnishcincinnati.com. You can email me at Jana, Jana, at garnish-catering.com, or Allie at party@3GL.
It's party at 3glscatering.com, and 3GLS does have a separate website.
Okay, perfect. I have to tell you guys, we have 3 different colors of microphone covers, and we picked, as a group, we picked orange to match your hair. Ta-da! Yes.
Thank you.
It did work out beautiful.
It is like the exact tone, isn't it?
It is.
When you said blue, I was appalled.
Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for tuning in and joining us for this wonderful meal that was created by Chef Chris of Garnish Catering and 3GLS Catering. Please visit their website, and you can learn more in the comments. I've put a link to their website and their Facebook pages and whatnot. So enjoy your meals at your upcoming wedding. This is Kathy Piech-Lukas with Your Dream Day. Happy planning.